Now out of this whole process, there's a divine plan. This special wisdom is set upon a series of frequencies and vibrations. These produce the shapes and forms, such as a core point of this fractals, which are random mathematical formulas continuously recreating themselves, permitting physicality to reproduce itself as endlessly as is required by the Creator's divine plan. This is 528, which is part of the Solvigial frequency pattern. And here you see the various mean numbers that are part of the pattern. And the key one is the one of divine love in the Solvigial system, which is 528 frequencies, 528 hertz. So let's move on. So as we said, divine light plus divine love, which guides divine light, produces in physicality matter, all the things that we see and interact with, including ourselves. Now, Earth as well has an energy. It has a magnetism, it has an electricity, it has a life form, it has gravity, it has crystalline geometry. The living holographic reality, that is physicality, is governed by a set of strict mathematical rules in this reality that surround its various vibrations or frequencies. This is what Tesla was talking about. These come out as either fractals, vortices, or tensors. And tensors are strictly little mathematical formulas that constantly reproduce themselves, or are a function of this geometry code. So we have fractals, vortices, or tensors, and they are founded upon these special geometries, such as those discovered in ancient times by either the Greek philosophers, such as Archimedes or Pythagoras, or by the ancient Egyptian and Indian civilizations. And they're all these forms. Every single form that you see here represents a type of fractal. It has within it vortices, and it has within it the ability, thus, to recreate itself endlessly. And all these together can produce all the different aspects through using this geometry code that makes all things. That is the sacred magic of the divine plan. Now, the ancient Greeks, and this is Euclidean geometry, created what they call Platonic solids. Platonic solids strictly are regular convex polyhedrons. Polyhedron simply means a multi-formed object. Now, each one of the faces, and that's what these things are, these are faces. Each one of these 5 faces has a vertex at it. The vertex is where these various faces come together. And you can see these come together in 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Thus, tetra, 4, representing 4 in Greek, and hedron. So this is a tetrahedron. It's an object. It's a 4-sided object. Cube is a hexahedron. You can just count them all up and you'll come up with 6. Then there's an octahedron, 8 faces. A duodecahedron, which is 12. And you'll notice we've got a pattern here. 4, 6, 8, 12, 20. And you'll notice the similarity in these objects to that of what the ancient Maya came up with, similar to what the ancient Egyptians came up to in producing their calendars, the sacred numbers. What we have to remember continually is everything we're talking about in sacred geometry is interrelated to one another. It produces everything. Calendars, buildings, the wonderful nature of ourselves and the many variations of all we are, and all the magnificence of our home world and all the other home worlds that exist throughout creation. So what happens is we discover that we have a global grid matrix. This matrix is related to one thing. The original master shape of creation, the dodecahedron, 12 faces. The ancient Greeks once called Earth this thing, a dodecahedron. They said it was like if you took 12 pieces of leather and sewed them together, you would produce the Earth. And each piece would be the same, just as they are here. You can see how each one of these is a pentagon, which means it has 5 sides.